This is We're Gonna Make You Watch.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of We're Gonna Make You Watch. I am Brian. With me, as always, are my very good friends Isaiah and Warren. How are you two beautiful souls doing now?
Doing pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dog's doing pretty good.
That's Tucker.
The dog's doing
Tucker's here in
fantastic.
commentary, and he's doing well as well.
Yeah, he's new to the commentary team. He's
Yeah.
still working on finding his voice.
Yeah. Well, I think he's found it. He's just he's find his vibe, you know.
Yeah, he's fine tuning it.
Oh goodness, it's been a little while since we three sat down and did an episode. We had things like Christmas and New Year's and weddings and all sorts of fun stuff happen. Congratulations, Isaiah.
Thank you.
You're married, yeah.
Congratulations.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. You guys are finding this out a couple months late, but he's happily married and all that good stuff, and we are celebrating a brand new year tonight. It's 4 days into the new year, 4 days into 2024.
Yep.
So as of time of we're recording this, but yeah, how was your guys' like holidays and weddings and festivities and all that good shit?
You know, wedding went very, very well. Everything actually went according to plan. No real hiccups. That was great.
That is impossible. Something had to.
Honestly, everything went great. Like
That is awesome.
that
is very awesome.
I was expecting something to go horrifically wrong because it would just be my fucking luck. But no, that went without a hitch. We both kind of got sick afterwards, though. So I guess that's maybe the one thing that happened was we got kind of sick afterwards. Beyond that, I mean, the holidays just kind of came and went. It's super fucking fast. Christmas we did with her family, and then New Year's we just stayed home, watched movies, watched a lot of Christmas horror movies and stuff.
Yeah, baby.
Because you just have to.
Yeah, of course.
And then let's see.
Disagree.
Warren, unless you're Warren.
But Warren's like, I didn't watch one Christmas horror movie except for the ones you made me watch.
Yeah, no, those are the only ones that I watched.
Yeah, but
I didn't indulge on my own.
New Year's we ended up fitting in like Terror Train, and then we watched
New Year's Evil.
I didn't get a chance to watch it. I had it set aside to watch, and we just never got around to. Well, we ended up kind of watching some other stuff too, because she wanted to watch like last year for Christmas. I got her the box set of Hogan's Heroes, and so she watched a bunch of episodes of that. And then another movie that I got her for Christmas this year. We watched that, and then it was a lot of TV, and then I watched like a couple of the Ernest movies because I was kind of in a comedy mood. But yeah, we just never got around to actually watching New Year's Evil, but I'm still planning on watching it at some point here soon. I gotta get that in.
I know you're a big fan of that movie.
Oh, I fucking love that movie.
Yeah. Fantastic. So,
but yeah,
how about yours?
That's been about it. So.
All right. Well, how about yours, Warren? How was your Christmas and New Year's?
It was good. Well, Christmas was good. But it sucked for about 3 hours. Because the Chiefs lost on Christmas Day.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So from about 12 to 3:35, it was pretty miserable for me. But everything else was fantastic. But yeah, it's been pretty good. Like went and saw the new Aquaman.
How is that?
It was all right.
Okay, that sucks. Okay, cool.
No, it was like the same as the first one. It was just fun.
Okay.
It was just fun. It was just good. It wasn't like, oh my God, can't wait, go see it right now. It's like when you do see it, you'll enjoy it, but like it's not like go see it right now. Like it's not. It's just
fair.
It's Aquaman.
Yeah.
Jason Momoa, and he does his thing. Everybody that's involved, they just they continue to do what they did in the first movie and nail that.
Yeah.
And expand upon the story, and then you go home.
And now that's getting all reset.
Exactly.
That's fantastic.
It doesn't matter. I've been playing this game called Ready or Not.
Yeah, you have. Yeah.
Police style simulator game. First
Oh.
It's
person
like
shooter.
Siege, but not Siege, right?
Not even close. Not even close.
Oh, so it's like Siege, but not even close.
Yeah, it's like
Okay,
Siege, but
cool.
not close to Siege at all in any way.
All right.
It's more like there's these games called like SWAT. I don't know if you guys ever heard of those games, but it's
Have.
very similar to that.
Okay.
You are
So it's
you're
like Siege, but like SWAT.
no, it's like Siege, but not like Siege at all, but like SWAT. That's what it's like. But I've been playing a lot of that. You basically are a cop and you basically run like a SWAT unit, and there's just different missions you can do where you go in and you're trying to like approach it how you want. I mean, you can just go in and kill everybody, or you could like go in and try to do non-lethal runs.
Yeah.
But you have objectives, which are, bring order to chaos, which just means either kill or apprehend all the suspects, rescue all the civilians. Occasionally you might have a mission where they want you to arrest somebody specific. So you got to
Okay.
be careful with who you're just shooting at. Just because they pull a gun on you doesn't like that might be the guy you need to take alive because he has information. So it's a pretty fun game. There's been some mods for it, stuff like that have been making
Is
it.
there a mod that makes everybody look like Toy Story characters?
No one's made that yet,
That needs
but
to
give
happen.
it time. Give it time.
Okay.
We're so popular in this podcast, somebody's gonna hear that and make it tomorrow.
Right?
Yeah.
Get on that.
But yeah, I've been playing a lot of that. So it's been a pretty good time. So that's kind of what I've been doing. Nothing too
Nice.
crazy.
Yeah. I need to pick it up, and I'm probably going to buy it when I get paid next. That way we can
I
terrorize each
heavily
other.
suggest that you do.
Yeah.
So we can play.
Well, yeah. What did I do? I went for Christmas. I went down to San Antonio and spent almost 5 days with my sisters and my brothers-in-law. I did a lot of drinking while I was there. I drank a lot of whiskey and scotch. Those are not bad things necessarily. We had a great time. Spent the day in San Antonio. It was really cool because I got to get to know my niece and my nephew a little bit more. They've lived out of state their whole life. They've never lived in Missouri where we live. Well, two of us
Good
do.
for them.
But yeah, good for them. And but yeah, they found out that me and my niece got a lot in common, as she's a massive horror fan.
Nice.
And she has seen she's 27 now, so she's pretty young. But she's seen like all sorts of great old school horror movies, like this one that we just made Warren watch. So I was really impressed with like her horror knowledge from like 80s slashers and on, and even the 70s stuff. She's seen the original Chainsaw and the Exorcist and stuff like that. So yeah, I was really impressed with her horror knowledge, and she's a big horror movie fan. So yeah, it was really cool to kind of bond over that a little bit, because I think it'd been over 10 years, I believe, since I'd even seen either one of them. So
oh wow,
and they're like 27 and 24 now. So that was a big part of why I wanted to try and get down there, so I could get to know them a little bit. And yeah, we had a blast. We did a lot of day drinking in San Antonio. My niece is a bartender, so yeah, we went and did some day drinking in San Antonio, and then the next day we went to New Braunfels. It's like a German community, and we did some day drinking there. So it really was. There was a lot of drinking. I drank a lot of scotch and whiskey, man. It was great. But yeah, we had a good time. And then rang in the new year. I didn't do anything. We sat at the apartment and watched nothing. We played Cards Against Humanity.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a good time though. But yeah, so you guys are all caught up on what we've been doing. We're caught up on what each other's been doing. I think we actually have recorded one episode since you've been married, Isaiah. I believe we have.
I think the last one, for
I think we did record the
Krampus.
last one. It was like right after too.
It was literally right after.
Yeah. It was.
Wait, you were married when we watched Krampus?
Yeah.
yeah.
What?
Surprise!
Surprise, motherfucker!
I feel like they're doing a movie. What?
What? All right. So, for this episode, as you see, listeners, we made Warren watch My Bloody Valentine, the
Mortal
original
Kombat,
one.
the original.
Yeah, the original Mortal Kombat,
Jesus.
starring nothing but a bunch of toxic males, and this is actually I know I talk a lot always on our podcast because I'm just but I'm probably gonna do a little more.
That's fine.
This movie is so near and dear to my heart. This is my favorite 80s slasher. I have the Miner tattooed on my back, as I think you've both have seen. So I'm a huge fan of this movie. I will hijack this episode.
I would expect nothing less.
Right. So yeah, I mean I've hijacked all the rest of them. So Warren, initial thoughts on My Bloody Valentine, buddy?
It was brutal.
You did a lot of screaming.
Yes, you
It
did.
was brutal. It wasn't a brutal movie. The movie wasn't bad. There was some acting that was a little cringe. But but like the actual killing was brutal. I was like, oh my God. That's why I said Mortal Kombat, because I feel like I was watching fatalities left and right, like all over the place, man. It was going crazy.
It's a good
I was
analogy.
very confused at the beginning of the film because I didn't know what we were watching. I thought we picked the wrong movie for a second because they were like getting real sexual, and then he just killed her, and I was like, all right, cool. All right. I'm glad we cleared up what we were watching because I was very confused at the very beginning. But yeah, these guys thought it was a good idea to have me watch the uncut version.
Yep.
Yes, I was really excited because we had to watch this through a air quote site. I was really excited that they had taken the time to actually upload the uncut version because it didn't say that it was the uncut version. It just happened to be the uncut version.
I just had to find out through brutal murders left and
I
right.
knew after the first one. I think I said it.
Yeah.
I said I think this might be the uncut version.
Well, I was holding out hope until that lady flung out the dryer.
And just kept spinning. Kept spinning.
Yeah, and she just
spinning.
kept spinning.
This version really, it's like 3 minutes. It's like 3 minutes of that's a lot in movie time. That's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot happens in 5 seconds on screen.
Mm-hmm.
That's 3 minutes, y'all. So they really like this version makes the theatrical version look like a fucking Lifetime movie.
Yep.
It
Which
really
I would have
does.
preferred.
Yeah, I know you would have, and I'm really
Yeah,
glad that we
I would've
didn't give you
preferred a
that one
Lifetime
because
movie.
I don't want to make this easy on you at all, because that's just silly. Love you, no. But yeah, they absolutely, no pun intended, butchered the kills in this movie for the theatrical release to the point that they were really upset. Like the director was very upset because all those practical effects, they are really top-notch practical effects for 1981.
Mm-hmm.
This was really good quality work. Tom Savini would have put his stamp of approval on this in a heartbeat easily. This is some very good practical effects, and they just, the common moviegoer that went and saw the film, they didn't get to see any of that shit because it really is very
Rightfully
tame.
so. Rightfully so. They did
Because you've seen the edited theatrical version as well, Isaiah.
Oh yeah,
right,
for sure. Yep.
How big a difference is this?
It's a huge difference. It really is. I mean, you wouldn't think that it would make that much of a difference just hearing the amount of time that they added. But when you're watching it, it's like, oh my God, this really makes a huge difference with the amount of gore and just stuff that's going on.
Yeah, it genuinely is massive. When you 3 minutes doesn't sound like a lot of time, but that's a lot happens in just 10 seconds on screen.
Yep.
because the 5 seconds, less than 5 seconds, can be the difference between an NC-17 and a rated R film. In film. So, what were Warren? You during the fantastic driving montage with the hillbilly music that was playing there.
Yeah, what about it?
Yeah, what so when you were watching this movie and you got to that moment, what was going through your mind? Because you were dying laughing.
Because well, first off, I was like, man, there are no black people in this scene at all. There's not a single soul that looks like me in this entire movie. I don't think
there's
actually.
not. No, there's not one brother or sister in this movie at all.
Win for us. That was a win for us. I wasn't mad about that.
Nothing puts a smile on my face like watching white people die.
Didn't say that. Say that. I was just saying it's a joyous occasion when I don't have to watch black people die.
That is okay.
Or anybody die. Or the reason why I've avoided these movies for my entire life. Jesus Christ. But it was very like, I don't know, like they were like whoever made this was out of touch with what the movie was supposed to be, because it was just like, here's this random situation happening for no reason, and here you go, because we need a transition to get to the other location, so let's have them all race to the other location and play honky tonk music. Okay. I can vibe with it.
You were gonna say honky music. I was like, whoa.
No. This is getting really risque. This segment is getting risque. We might be going overboard here.
Oh shit, that would have been funny.
But no, like it was very interesting because it was like the it was very just, I don't know, different from the rest of the film.
Right.
A little juxtaposition there.
But I guess it was supposed to be a little bit of like comedic relief or
I think
or lead you into a false sense of calm, I guess, because I feel like a lot of movies try to do that. They go, oh, look how nice everything is. We're all happy. And you're like, Jesus Christ.
I think they probably do it to try to establish the kind of silly people that we're dealing with. They're all very goofy, blue collar workers. We work with them every day, me and you, Warren. They were just a bunch of silly, goofy guys, and I think that it's just kind of like done to establish the dynamic between the group. But it is super, super funny. This movie has, you mentioned it earlier, some cringe acting that I adore.
I know you do.
And some of the line delivery and some of the writing is chef's kiss bad in a great way for me. Like, I love the Mike character. I think his name's Mike. He's the one that's 37 feet tall, that's dating the 8-inch girl. And they
the one that picked her up by her head to give her a kiss.
By her head to give her a welcome kiss, which we're gonna talk about that again a little bit later. They're showering. All the guys are showering, and they're having a good old time. And Mr. Mike fucking Buzz Killington McGee, they're all just laughing and laughing and laughing. And what does he say? Oh, I bet you wish you'd never come back now that your ex-girlfriend's banging one of your best friends. You know, he doesn't say it like that, obviously, but dude, you could hear a fucking pin drop in the shower room. And I was like, what kind of fucking asshole says that? I love the way they wrote this guy, just a complete big fucking dumb fucking asshole. Who's like not intentionally being an asshole, clearly, but yeah, some of that shit is fucking hilarious, and I love it. I'm here for every second of it.
Yeah.
What's your favorite kill, Warren?
None of them. I didn't like any of them. They were all bad. They were all. Terrible.
We're gonna come back to you. Isaac,
no, I have an answer. Relax. Calm down. I'm just speaking my truth. Okay, this is my truth. Let me speak it. Okay. They all sucked. They were all brutal. They were all ridiculous. I have a first and a second. Number one, the first one, the top one that I would have to pick if I was a fan of horror movies, was the girl getting put on the sprinkler. that was crazy. Because then he turned the sprinkler on and was like, brutality. And I was like, that's crazy. And then the other one was the Prophet of Doom when he stabbed him through the neck and then it popped out through his eyeball. And I was like, that is crazy that you were showing that on screen. You guys are absolutely nuts.
All of that shit was just cut.
Those were pretty crazy. And obviously some honorable mentions was like what's his name? Harvey or Howard. See, that's how stupid he was. I couldn't remember his name. Being hung off the thing and then it snapping loose from his body and then the neck was just hanging there. I was like, that's crazy. Why are we doing that? It's just wild. So
I think that the fact that you've seen this only one time and you remember those 3 kills that well is a testament to how good the fucking kills are in this movie.
Oh yeah, just like he stuck that one kid's face in the bowl full pot full of hot dogs and he burned his face off and then he ripped his heart out and put it in a thing and gave it to him.
I think that kill's a little unintentionally funny because there's something kind of comedic about a dude drowning with wieners floating in front of his face.
Well, I thought one of them was gonna go in his mouth and he was gonna choke and die, and I was like, "That's all right, guys."
Wouldn't that be some shit? Like a murderer is burying your head in boiling water, and what kills you is choke on a hot dog that was cooking. That's almost insulting. So, all right, Isaiah, what's your favorite kill?
You know, he mentioned some good ones there. I'm gonna go with the nail gun to the head.
That's a good kill. Just
because it's so brutal and it's so simplistic, but yet it's still so brutal. Just thinking about those nails just going one to the side of the head, one right in the front of the head.
Right. But what makes it, and to me, I agree. I like that kill too. What makes it super brutal is he doesn't die.
No.
Like he walks what seems like 30 or 40 feet, you know, and then he finally bucks to kick it. But yeah, it's a pretty savage kill, and it's even more savage in the uncut version because you see him and suffering, and then you see through his eyes like his vision getting all blurry and shit like that. That's a really, really good kill. I think my favorite kill is probably the Sylvia kill with her getting spiked on the shower head.
Yeah,
that's probably my favorite kill. That's so good. Let's talk about the kills for a little bit. Not necessarily the kills per se themselves, but I don't know if you guys noticed this. Well, you probably definitely didn't notice it, Warren, because you've never seen this before. And I don't know how many times you've seen this, Isaiah, but I've seen this movie a million times. And there's some foreshadowing that goes on in this movie. You're getting ready to say something.
Well, okay. So after we figure out who it was, it made me think back to the part where they were coming out of the mine and Axel was like, "We got some business to handle." And he kind of walks up and he's got his axe in his hand, he's got his gear on, and he kind of looks like a psychopathic killer.
A little bit.
And I was like, oh, maybe they were kind of trying to tell us that, hey, that's him. He's doing it. Like he looks a lot like a killer right now.
Maybe. Here's what I've noticed. When we'll talk about, in my opinion, was kind of one of the more obvious ones. When Sylvia gets killed, the miner picks her up by her head and spikes her on the thing. When we first meet her boyfriend picks her up by her head and kisses her. She dies the exact same way that she gets greeted by Mike. And who knew who was there? Axel and TJ. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Yeah, they were all there, obviously.
But they did that on purpose to make you think it was one of them.
Right.
Which you couldn't. And I was wrong.
There's also there's a silly one where Patty, she mentions, she's like, you should see my dress. It's cut down to here, slit up to here. I may not make it out alive. She doesn't. There's also a line that Hollis says in the mine, and it's near the end of the movie, and it's after he pops down and he scares Hollis and the girls. And when they're walking away, Howard goes, "Hey, I forgot my blanket." Hollis says to him, "Oh, you'd forget your head if it wasn't tied on with rope." And how does he die? his head gets snapped off by
That's
an aggressive noose.
Yeah.
A very aggressive noose. But yeah, so there's a little foreshadowing. There's a little foreshadowing in the kills in this movie, and I really love that. I think that's very, very fun. I also, and this will probably be my last big tangent, and then I promise I'll shut up. I truly, genuinely think that Axel wasn't supposed to be the killer in this movie.
okay.
I genuinely think TJ was supposed to be the killer in this movie.
I do too. I believe
and they
it.
changed it. And the reason I believe that is because it is fucking not possible for Axel to be the killer. If you really watch this movie a lot, like I have, it's not possible. He cannot be the killer. Unless there's just some incredibly bad editing going on in this film.
Mm-hmm.
Because when Mabel gets killed, it shows her get killed, and then it cuts to the guys cooking food on the engine. Axel's already there.
Yeah.
And TJ shows up later.
Yeah.
They should have shown that sequence first and then cut to Mabel getting killed when Axel walks off after him and TJ get into their argument.
Mm-hmm.
That would have made more sense for Axel to be the killer. It's also just not possible for Axel to catch Howard, tie him up, knock him out, do whatever the hell he had to do to him, get him positioned where they can find him, where he falls down and he snaps his head off. In between Harry or the miner chasing off after Howard and Axel meeting the girls. It's just not possible.
Right.
It's absolutely impossible. I genuinely think in post they changed their minds to make TJ be the hero and Axel be the killer.
Yeah, because you remember I was saying it pretty much the entire time they were down there. I was like,
the whole movie is filmed and edited in a way that you are supposed to think that TJ's the killer. I genuinely believe that's what but I genuinely believe they did it. They either did it to make it that way to a fault, or they did it that way because he was supposed to be the killer, and then they changed their minds.
Yeah,
I would really love to have George Mahalka on a podcast or have an interview with him one day, so I can pick his brain about that, because there's either some bad editing or some decision making that was changed or something going on in this movie.
Some movies try to do that. They try to
and all
change
of this
it,
at the end of the day doesn't change the fact that I fucking love it.
Right.
I love this movie so much. So,
well, I mean, some movies try to redirect you, but
right, yeah,
not to that extent. Like there was so much where I was like, it's got to be TJ, because there's too many things lining up where he's not around or he shows up after the fact and conveniently, but then they were like, oh no, it's Axel. I was like, oh okay,
yeah. I love this movie so much, but I genuinely believe there's either some editing issues that went awry, or B, they changed their mind. They just wanted TJ to be the hero out of nowhere for some reason. I don't know. So, but yeah, I super love it. I super love it a whole lot. So, it was a mild success, I believe. I think it doubled its budget. But it was 1981, so $5.7 million is what it made on a $2.3 million budget. It's got a very, very strong cult following, to the point that some fans of the movie actually made a sequel, fan film sequel that you can watch for free on YouTube. I backed it. I was a Kickstarter. I backed it on Kickstarter. I got a really kick-ass shirt and a copy of the movie on Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think the movie's very good, though. Honestly, I'm not trying to be mean, but it's honestly just not very good. But it was fun. It was fun to back that and show some support to these guys that are just big, huge fans of the movie like me. They almost lost most of their budget because they actually filmed this on location at a mine, and when they had reached out to the town or the owners of the mine or whoever expressed interest in filming their movie down there. When they agreed to do so, the town or the owners of the mine or whoever aggressively went in and cleaned the fuck out of it to the point that it looked brand new. And that was not at all what they wanted, because they wanted it to look like a used mine that was dirty. And so they had to spend a fortune making the mine look like shit, look like it had been used and stuff, because I think it was an abandoned mine. I don't think it was actually in service anymore, but yeah, they had to spend a fortune to make it look like shit again. So
wow.
Yeah. Anything you want to add, Isaiah? I've been kind of hijacking it, and I apologize.
No, that's totally fine, because I mean, I'm still newer to the movie. Like, I've seen it like a handful of times over the years. I just don't have that much insight into the movie, because it's a great movie, but it's not one of my favorites.
That's fair. Yeah. Well, Warren, final thoughts.
It was good.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it. That's awesome. That is truly
yeah,
awesome. I'm glad you liked
the
it.
better ones that we've watched.
Nice. Hell yeah.
It falls under the category of I don't want to watch this, and then I'm invested, and now I care about what's going on, and I want to see how the people die, and then I want to see who the killer ends up being, and
Right.
who lives. That's usually where I get when I know I'm interested, when I'm like, okay, so who's gonna survive? Because one of these people died here. And I'm still waiting on the film where nobody does, and then I'm disappointed, and I'm like,
that nobody dies.
yeah, no, that nobody lives.
Oh, nobody
And
lives.
I'm like,
okay.
this is bull crap.
There's plenty of those.
Because I was like, this is supposed to be my thing I can hang on to, is that somebody lives, and you took that from me. That's what gets me through the movies, is that somebody's gonna get out. And the more the merrier, but usually it's only like, this one was only like a couple of people, and I was like, that's tough, but at least it was 2 this time and not 1 or none. So,
good times.
But it was a good movie. It was a good movie.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm glad you liked it. We have not decided on another movie. Do you got anything that you want to show them, Isaiah?
Well, we did talk about one movie.
No, we didn't.
Okay.
The
oh yeah,
Kubrick
we did.
classic.
Yeah. Do you want to do that one?
Let's do that one.
No.
That's a good one. All right.
I don't like how we're not talking about it. We're just saying, do you want to do
it? We toss ideas back and forth, me and Isaiah, because we want to. Well, we've been trying, and then we completely butchered it. It was really my fault. I apologize for everything got all out of order, because I'm just a fucking idiot, and I can't even plan my life, let alone a podcast. So we were supposed to show you this, like, I think 2 movies ago. and then we had an issue where scheduling kind of got a little we estimated incorrectly where shit was gonna land.
Yeah, that was partially my fault too, because I'm like, oh, we're so far ahead right now, blah 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 blah, not realizing, oh, these movies are moving, like 2 Christmas movies are supposed to be in December. Well, we had one in December, one in January.
Right, yeah.
Because of that. So
it's all good. Yeah, it wouldn't be us if it wasn't a little something fucked up. So that's fine. All right, Warren. For our next episode, we're gonna make you watch The Shining by Stanley Kubrick, based on a kick-ass novel by Stephen King. Have you seen The Shining?
No, actually, I haven't.
Have you seen Ready Player One? Have you seen Ready Player One?
No.
Cool. Even better. So you still haven't seen The Shining. Okay.
No, I've never seen this movie.
Okay, you've never seen
be some friendships that are broken after hearing that, but I've never seen this movie.
Fantastic. All right, this is a good one. Stephen King hated it.
I probably will too, Stephen.
Yeah, Stephen King hated a movie based on one of his books. And yeah, this will be a good one. What year did this come out, Isaiah? Do you remember?
I believe 80.
1980. That sounds very right.
It was like 80 was a long ass time ago.
Let me just confirm that.
Yeah,
Really
1980.
quick.
You're correct, sir.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect.
1980. Fantastic. All right, this will be a good one. It's a Stanley Kubrick masterpiece? Question mark.
I would say it is.
I'll be the judge of that.
All right. Is there anything that either one of you wonderful gentlemen want to add before we slide out of here?
Just be sure to check out the reaction video and the video version of the podcast on the YouTube channel.
Absolutely. Link in the description to
Like,
that.
share, and subscribe, guys.
Yes, and thank you guys so
More
much for the
videos like
support.
this.
Yeah. Follow us on X or Twitter or whatever you fuck it's called. I don't know. And and do all that good sharing and the good things. So all right. With all that being said, thank you all so much, and we'll catch y'all on the next episode.